Absolutely. I'll have to get more into the nightlife next time I go up to Afterburner.
Let's get it, man.
But for now, that tournament is several months away. We got to focus on winners finals, Geist versus Seoul. We got Cincy versus, I believe Louisville is part of Kentucky that Seoul's from, so really not even too far away geographically.
No, yeah, I believe maybe from Cincy, Kentucky might be maybe 3 or 4 hours away, but this is a very much a throwback to, you know, some of the classics that we had back in the day in Smash 4. The two of the best characters in the previous game, duking it out, still very strong in today's meta as well. We're going to have to see if we can make some magic happen right here. Either of these in Grand Finals, winner's side, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we've seen some upsets. We've seen crazy gameplay. And the upsets continue, so we're going to have to see who ends up coming out on top right now. Geist is having such a good time just racking up this damage, continuing this momentum. And Seoul not able to actually make anything happen there. Not going to get the kill just yet, though.
Yeah, holding on. Seoul has not made anything happen on Geist right now. The longest near to death of all time. Loading. Oh, Bayonetta finally gets a little hit, but he doesn't get anything off of it. So he's not even nickel and diming. This is like a penny stock.
Yes, absolutely. Penny stocks, you know, shout outs to Wolf of Wall Street, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
So, yeah, but regardless though, this is, I think this is the moment Seoul is like, this is the first time so far that I've seen Seoul like, it's almost like you can hear what's going on inside his head, and he's trying to figure out, how do I approach here without being too committal to the point where I'm going to lose his stock? Because if he makes a mistake right now, he's losing his stock.
Yes, it's very possible he will lose it. Ooh. And ledge. Again, Bea has so many options from ledge. Like, ledge trapping her almost feels impossible because like she has a lot of committal things, but she can also just like do so many of them. That's really hard. A lot of pressure is on Seoul to do it, and he's not able to there. And the guy's only at 45%. This is a prime position.
And so we see two sides of Bayonetta so far already. We see the side where Bayonetta is always, you know, just doing ABKs left and right, witch twists, coming up with these up tilts, the heel slides, getting the bread and butters. But then we also see, you know, the stalls, the planking. We see the ability to just hang back, wait for you to overcommit, and then use all of those tools aforementioned.
Wow! Beautiful conversion from Geist with the witch time. And a 63%, an even better start to this than the first stock. Now finally breaking triple digits, but a really strong lead for Geist.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like that, you know, huge lead. And I love the fact that we've been getting this hot and cold offense from Geist. We've seen those moments where he's waiting for an overextension, then whiff punishing. And then we also see the moments where he decides, I'm just going to hold forward, bro. You're just going to eat this damage. And we've seen both of those in the same game, making that offense so unpredictable, and which is why we see such a big lead.
Perfect to get out of there just in time to avoid the up smash. Grabs Banana, tosses it at him, and gets the forward smash. We broke $1 on the stock, so that's good for Seoul, but in 3 stock, not so good. Geist going up 1-0.
That was it. Not silly, but it was just so unorthodox.
Yeah.
The way like you got caught in witch time with the up smash, and it was still. Like, if you don't move, it still was going to hit.
Yeah, exactly,
and
right.
Then you move away, throw Banana, and it was like so much happened in such a short amount of time. But just like that, you know, and I believe both of these players are solo mains, right? They
I think so, yeah. I've never seen them off their mains.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see if that's something that, you know, at this point, it just felt like Seoul, no pun intended, will have to do some soul searching this game number 2 to try to find a way to, you know, be able to call out this offense and find these anti-airs, because Diddy can anti-air Bayonetta if you're able to play the cards right, play a little bit further back. You know, this game inherently rewards defensive gameplay, so I'm curious to see if we're going to see that happen at all, or can Geist, you know, have another monumental set like he did earlier.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of what you were saying earlier about how Bayo is able to catch you in the air. You know, Seoul, a lot of options, and we saw him making through this bracket the whole time, just picking all these options to keep himself in the air to mix you up on the landing, but being able to land easier doesn't really matter if you can get caught in the air anyway. The guy's taking full advantage of it, but Seoul is starting off a lot stronger here. fairly even in percentage as Geist catches him with another kick, almost getting the up smash, and bats within to avoid the punish. This feels like a Bayonetta flashback almost. Like, Bayo hasn't looked this good in like 7 years.
No, 100%, maybe even more, honestly.
Right.
So, definitely has not. The game was a very much different game, you know, way back when, but, you know, showing signs of that previous life for sure. And we saw the up smash earlier not connect, finally connects that time. Definitely Soul counterpicking the town, but that's going to be one of the things. It's like, you know, we're going to get to that point where it's like 130, 140 where we're going to find those up smash kills on the stage. So.
You guys just empty hopping, trying to trip up Soul into picking a defensive option. Gets it as well. Back here, gets him off stage. Just hanging out over there, trying to catch him, making it back, but no hits, and Soul gets on there again. Not a lot. Stuck much time, but in shield, forces the grab to come out. Not going to get a kill throw or anything. Just stuck in the ledge trap. But guys, I feel like this goes for the aggressive option more times often than not, just to run off stage, try and catch you, rather than just wait for your option to get up.
100%, and that's exactly what we're seeing a little bit more. You know, Geist, one of the more, I mean, all the Bayonettas so creative, and you know, they just move in a way that makes it just so unpredictable. And so Soul, unfortunately, kind of, you know, or not unfortunately, but starting to see that a little bit more, that unpredictability, but still has a huge lead, but this should be the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. 70% no slouch. Maybe a kill off the side, but you could see something happen like that. We saw the heel slide into the down smash earlier as well, so.
Yeah, we know that Geist can take a stock pretty much with relative ease. I mean, Town and City, I feel like is best case scenario for both of these players too. Like, Geist certainly wasn't going to ban it, and still having access to some of those side kills, good for Diddy Kong, you know. That forward air after a down tilt can get you. We saw it early, potentially even earlier on this stage. The ceiling being a little bit lower, obviously helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like that, though, we're now in a position where down tilt right here at the ledge, and if we find a back air, it's like ultra dead for sure. We're going to see Soul maybe try to find this kill. Man, just like that, never mind. Gets a charge for good measure. And sometimes you find those banana confirms a little bit easier than usual. And you got to take advantage of those, and Soul definitely doing that. After Geist kind of had a crazy game one, Soul kind of responding accordingly and might put himself on the board here.
Yeah, ooh, Banana into the forward air there, just adding a bunch of damage here, getting caught by the heel slide. Ooh, to the left side, that's going to be a stock. Town City coming in clutch for Geist, 75%, similar situation to the last stock. But we saw Geist take one early, certainly not out of this game, and Soul knows it, kind of picking the defensive option, staying far away, often just kind of throw Peanut.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, this is a situation where, you know, if you're Soul, you're going to slow it down a whole lot. You're going to consistently try to find these moments where you can get, you know, your down tilt forward airs, you know, oh, yeah, didn't believe in it hard enough, I think. And validly so. We've seen that kill maybe at like 140, so yeah, wanted to wait for one more win, one more neutral interaction in which you could find. Get it on wake up though, no one home for it.
Oh, wait a second. Is this guy still in that game? Yes, he did. Rage plus the blast zone. Like I said, best case scenario for both of those players was Town and City. If I'm Soul, I might reconsider that counter pick though. That blast zone saved Geist twice that set.
Yeah, getting that double reverse up air, it just puts you in that position where that back air hits the sweet spot. Very, very resourceful. You know, I was lucky in my time to see like Shadow PR and Lima both play in Texas at that level, and that's a combo that I saw time and time and time again, and guys just showing exactly why it's so strong, why it's so reliable in a pinch when you're down like that. So, and just like that, you know, it was looking like it was going to be like, man, this is going to be a really close game 3. Maybe determine who gets counter pick advantage later on, but just like that, Geist is stealing it away from Soul.
And while Soul had a little bit of rest from Game 5's that last set, if he wants to win, it's going to be a 5th Game 5 victory. But we have a long way to go there. We might not even see it the way Geist has been playing this set. From a 3-stock to a clutch performance on that last stock last game. We'll see what happens here as we get to, I like to call this kind of Town and City XL.
Yes.
With those like wider platforms. It's got like stretch fit on the blast zones a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And that's just kind of the situation that we kind of see ourselves in where like, at this point, it's like you have to go, you're kind of going to like one extreme, and then you're really pushing on this counter pick as well. So, there is some shenanigans that can happen on the sides of the stage. Both characters can kind of just ledge hang as well, or ledge like hang onto the wall, and that can be really scary to deal with.
Oh, wow. I cannot believe that didn't break his shield. Up smash was probably the best and only thing he could have done there. Not going to kill, but a lot of damage. Shout out to Soul believing in that shield.
Absolutely, and just like that, you know, I think both characters have one neutral interaction in them before they can start finding a kill.
Maybe not. Commentator's curse.
A little too aggressive right there. Was like, you know what? We've seen those moments where Geist has been able to just randomly call out Soul, an educated guess, if you will, on the offense and call it out with the Witch Time. That time, just bit a little bit too hard right there and not able to get anything. Ended up paying for a stock, or paying with a stock for that mistake.
Yeah, had to get through the toll bridge there. Now Geist slowing the pace down a little bit. You know, kind of what we saw in that first Geist set earlier. Just a lot of passiveness on that side of the stage, waiting for Soul to come in, tossing out some back air, just some feelers. You know, just waiting for something that is for sure gonna work. Knowing the deficit is growing, does not want it to get too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the shenanigans that we see. We see the stalls, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of just reset your mental a little bit, and then also in case characters are using exhaustive options to try to ledge trap, to try to edge guard, you can kind of wait it out a little bit as well. So, good resourcefulness, but still trying to find a banana confirm here just to try to, maybe, continue to build this lead, maybe try to find another stock, but that time Geist able to find it, and like you said, Geist able to slowing down the game, dictating the pace of the game, and it's actually, it's gonna come close, pretty sure. I'm curious to see though if Soul can continue being as patient as he was, tossing the banana but not really overcommitting a whole lot afterwards. Has been able to get him this far in this game number 3.
It certainly has. Geist catching him once again. We saw this last game, opting to go inward this time, knowing that he can drag him to the blast zone like he could last game of the stage, helping Soul out, just opting to go for higher damage output, going inward, hanging out at ledge. Once again, dangerous position with Soul holding that banana, but now Geist has it in hand. Overcommittal, way overcommittal.
Yeah, it was like you buffered it in case it did connect, but you weren't even sure if it was actually going to work out.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Oof. Maybe there's more shield damage or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, tried to find the multi-jabs right there. Unfortunately, not able to connect. But just like that, yeah, once again. I love the catches from Geist. Geist doing a pretty good job right here. Not willing to go out and just throw out the neutral there, just to try to edge guard Diddy Kong. Kind of like, not really a conventional option, but at the end of the day, adaptations are real, and potentially finding those moments where you can mix it up to try to confuse your opponent, even when you have this big lead. But Soul not trying to be denied, trying to put himself on the board, looking real good. Like you said, lots of Game 5 comebacks. This would be a doozy if he was able to make it happen, but Geist also trying to close this out too. Yeah,
it's one game at a time, and it starts with a lead like this at 155. Diddy Kong with Rage, certainly helpful against a character like Baya who can stack it up and can get kills really early. So if you can get Geist dead before you lose his stock, very, very good turn from Soul. Momentum is so big in this game.
Yeah, and I feel like right now, the Soul is kind of, at this point, Geist in general sometimes I feel like has been throwing out these witch twists a little too inconsistently, in the sense of like, they're very unsafe and they're kind of in your face, and they've either whiffed or he's been punished for them every single time.
Right. So. Great catch on the down tilt, and there we go. We're going to get the kill off of that Diddy Kong Rage like we were mentioning earlier, and Soul on the board.
That was, yeah, absolutely on the board. It feels like that, that's a little bit, it is nice to see, especially because he worked so hard in that first game, that second game.
Yes.
And was able to, unfortunately, not clutch it out. Finally gets it. And this time kind of held the lead the whole time. And, just didn't get come back on. Like, didn't get a comeback, and was able to actually put himself on the board. But now it's like, all Geist counter picks. You have to play perfect. On top of that, Geist will adapt. It's like, can you overcome all of that? can you bring it out again for the people that are supporting you? One more to push it to yet another Game 5.
Yeah, and then doing it again after. Obviously, with his track record of this tournament, we know he can do it. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen right now. But we have at least one more game before we find out. Guys looking to make sure it stays a mystery.
100%. And just like that, you know, like, it would just be consistent. You know, we've seen it happen. But fatigue is a factor. I'm sure you and I both feeling the fatigue as well. I'm sure these players also still powering through. You know, they're prone to make more mistakes when you're more fatigued as well. So it's something to think about at this juncture right now. But both players neck and neck, not giving each other the big openings that both of them are looking for. But how much longer are you going to be able to hang on to this defense if your Geist or Soul?
Ooh. Guys get a combo, has Peanut try to catch him, not gonna get it. Slipping on Banana, Soul too far away to do anything about it. Pulls another. Holding down center. I like these rolls and just holding shield around Geist's bubble. Holding center once again. Geist trying to fight in that back area. He's gonna take the stock. Geist taking first blood with a really good lead, only at 75.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, this is silly. All right. All right. Approach, please. I'm kidding. I mean, it's funny. I mean, do you remember back in the day when it was, you know, you could, like, people thought you were multi-hit parrying, like, the Ridley fireballs?
Yep.
And it's like an auto parry or something like that.
Yeah.
But that one, no auto parry. I mean, at that point, you kind of just find those momentums where they're interacting with each other without interacting with each other. And I think this is kind of the moment where if you're Soul, because you lost that first stock, and Geist is just, every time that Geist is getting some offense, is getting so much value out of it. Can you make it back, though? This is so scary. And that's why you kind of saw, like, the stall, the wait, because it's like, it felt like in real time, you're trying to find.
Wow! Able to pull the air dodge up just in time.
Dead? Oh, I think that backer might have been able to connect, but unfortunately not able to actually get it. But it feels like he's trying to figure out in real time, wait, how do I adapt to this adaptation? You know?
Yeah, exactly, right. It's just a matter of adapting faster than your opponent, and sometimes it's a struggle too, as we're seeing right now. Sort of not quite as bad as game 1 was, but Geist just has extended this lead to a near problematic place.
Absolutely, and just like that, slowly but surely, potentially able to find a kill here. The back air from across the stage with a little bit of rage, more than enough to get the job done. One more stock for Geist to punch a ticket into Grand Finals. A 3-1 stock lead. If Soul wants to even think about getting another Game 5, it's going to have to pull off the unthinkable with a reverse 3 stock here.
It's going to be really difficult. It is a lot easier for Bayo to get those early kills than Diddy Kong, I feel like, a lot of the time. So we're going to have to see him Soul dig really deep to get there, but that's how it starts. That down tilt into the back air, your imagination, like you said, that time picking the reverse option.
Yeah, 100%, and yeah, like you said, very, very difficult to find those openings consistently, and that's just the thing. You're gonna have to play a near perfect game with someone who is so good at trading, someone who is so good at finding you in the air and meeting you halfway whenever you do have those aerial options. But just like that, guys, you know, not even giving them a chance to think about the comeback. Already at 118, one more big opening, and this should be it for the set, but Soul still fighting through, not wanting to give up so easily.
Maybe hoping for a Geist drop in some situations too. Right now, you have to worry about survival almost more than you can worry about the comeback. It feels like, even though it's neutral, it just feels like Geist is putting so much pressure on Soul, which I guess comes with the territory of having a lead like this. But even in moments where they're just playing neutral, it feels like Geist has been in control the entire time. Falling out with the back air, very good stuff. The down air, wait a second, Oscar. At 150, it's gonna be a lot, but if someone that can do it, it is gonna be the other person in winners finals who's been through so much adversity this tournament.
It's possible, but unfortunately, a trade right there not working out in his favor, and just like that, Geist, Mr. Consistency in the Midwest, able to punch a ticket into Grand Finals winner's side. One of the more unlikely runs, but also not surprising at all, given his track record at events like these.
Yeah,